Welcome to the Brownspade show. Once again, we're back. It's been a little delay, but we're back. It's been a lot going on these last couple of weeks. Got my co-host with me, brother Cleve. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. So today we're doing guy talk. Um, when when keeping it real goes wrong. But before we begin with keeping it real goes wrong, let's just talk about a few things that happened. A lot been going on for these last week and a half or so. So fresh off the press, all three defendants of the Ahmaud Arbery have been found guilty. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. We starting to see justice prevail in times when it's definitely needed. So yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm still not a big fan of. I'm not a component of marching. I never have been. I don't think that gets anything done. Again, I just think as long as the law is in place, we just need to pursue the law part, changing the law if those laws need to be changed according to whichever state.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad that family did.
Yeah, I'm glad his mother got some closure.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate he lost his life for nothing, really. But again, black people in America, depending on the area you're in, sometimes you can get stereotyped. And I think in this particular case, he was being stereotyped. You know,
yeah. I mean, even in our own community, we stereotype.
yeah. I mean, it's true. It's true. It's very true.
Yeah.
So, I was watching news the other day too, man. I saw it was like, well, they estimated around 80 looters in San Francisco. Did you see that where they was looting in the Louis Vuitton store? I thought that was crazy, man. I just thought it was insane. And the first thing hit my head was they're trying to, get this Christmas money up. That's the first thing hit my mind. I'm like, you got these poor people um, looking for luxury items, either to sell or wear. So I just think that's crazy, man. And again, it just goes to let you know how poor decision we make, and it's part of the stereotype.
It's a shame because these holidays are not even about um, family. It's not even about giving. It's not even about tradition no more. It's all about um, fame. Trying to get things that you probably can't afford. Because I think about it like Christmas. You're gonna have people who spend $5,000 to $10,000 just on that one holiday out of one household. When you can take that money and take a vacation, take a trip, something that you can remember.
Invest
Yeah,
it.
invest it. Well, to me, taking that money, taking a trip is investing into your kids mind state because you could learn in a classmate, but you could learn a whole lot more traveling. You could learn a whole lot more traveling, and I think we get so caught up into getting our kids these things that they want when in a couple of months they're gonna forget all about them things. They're not gonna even want them things no more. They're not gonna remember that toy car, that remote control car, or these these different things that we get for them in a couple of months. They're not going to even remember it. But if you take them on a trip, take them on a vacation, take them somewhere where they see different cultures and different traditions, they'll remember that for years to come.
But the thing is, Cleve, most of those people not in that mindset. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
they're not, they
And
not.
that is because of lack of exposure.
Mhm. Yeah, because I listen. I mean, I don't have no little ones, to be buying gifts for. So I take my money. I'm doing something. I'm traveling with. I really am.
Yeah, so let's move on. So the next thing was earlier this week, or was it last week? two of the guys who was accused over 2 decades. Um, they were falsely accused for murdering Malcolm X. So they've been exonerated. They should be free now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they spent over 2 decades, so almost 30 years of their life just behind bars. Two innocent men, and I just thought that was. I mean, their life is really in shatters right now. Really, is in shambles.
I remember this was probably 3 years ago. They had a special they did, um, and they was showing like all these states of men, black men, um, doing time, and then 20, 30 years they find out that you know that they didn't do the
Yeah,
crime.
yeah,
And Illinois was one of the states, Daniel, that I'm telling you, it was amazing how many of these folks they were just locking them up. And these dudes was doing 10, 15 years for crimes they didn't do. Where
right,
where they had where they had no witness,
right,
it was murder. They had no guns, they had no witness, they had no evidence. It's just the fact that this person had got in trouble before, and somebody said they might have thought they seen it. The case it just was crazy. It was crazy.
right,
You don't believe how many people was doing 20 and 30 years for crimes they did not commit, and they had no evidence that these people did these crimes.
right. It was another athlete. I didn't follow his story, but I saw him as well. He just got exonerated too. He did a few years, but I think he played professional ball. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say he played it was either football or basketball, but he finally got exonerated as well. But he didn't do like 20 years, but he was in there for a few years, but they finally turned the charges over. So he's also a free man. I forget his name at the moment, but let's move on. So speaking of Malcolm X, his daughter,
I seen that.
yeah, she passed. One of his daughters, Malika Shabazz, she
I
passed
seen that.
away. She passed away in Brooklyn. Some people say, well, the police said that there was no sign of foul play. She appears to be, it appears to be like natural causes, but
Okay.
they haven't got the results from the autopsy yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now let me ask you this: have you seen that Netflix Who Killed Malcolm X?
Yes, I did. I
Okay,
did. I
and you
did.
saw the guy who actually did it. That was crazy, right?
Yeah, I did. The one who passed away.
Right.
When the guy was, yeah, I seen that. And if y'all haven't seen that, y'all definitely need to check that out. That's a
You
good.
definitely need to see that. Who
It's
Killed
a good.
Malcolm X?
It's a good
It's on
documentary.
Netflix. For those who have Netflix, it is worth it. It is worth watching. And it's sad the way how Malcolm X went out to not just the murder, just how the his from his finances to what he put his life on the line for. You would be amazed.
Yeah, and to go to basically what you're talking about as far as him putting his life on the line. The case with the young rapper who just
Yeah, hold tight.
okay,
We go
okay,
get
okay,
that. You jumping.
okay.
We're going down the line, Cleve. We're going down the line.
Got it.
All right, all right. So since Cleveland already, so now those were just some of the things that was going on throughout the week, and so here we go talking about when keeping it real goes wrong. So go ahead, brother Cleve.
No, I just was gonna say that the case. What's his name? Young Dolph.
Yeah, Young Dolph. Yeah,
Yeah,
Young.
yeah. I know some of his songs, but I didn't follow him. I wasn't a fan because I wasn't familiar with his music. But
Right, right,
and from just all the things I've heard, people talking about how he was great in the community. He did a lot of things for the community, which was a beautiful thing. That's a good thing, especially when you're able to get in situations where you're able to try to help out, your community because you've seen, what has happened in that community. You grew up in that community.
right.
But I think it's like 96%, 97% of celebrities that rappers particularly,
Yeah, rappers, not
that
yeah,
that
rappers.
stay and continue to to be in a community.
They don't
They
stay there. They don't stay there. They don't stay there. They just
well,
come
no,
back.
no, I'm saying, well, they still continue to, to come back to the community.
Right.
They get murdered in their community, and it's sad. It's sad because his situation, he had before the last time they shot and killed him. It was two situations where he had guys that was after him. My thing is, you have to protect yourself. And going out getting security, anything like that, it doesn't make you soft. It doesn't make you weak. I mean, I've seen guys who boxes, and like for instance Mayweather, like he's one of the top boxers to ever step in a ring, but he still has security, and he could put hands on somebody. But the thing is, you're not bulletproof. You're not bulletproof. So if someone pulls out a gun, I don't care how quick you are with your hands or whatever, it's a possibility, they can end your life. So why not invest in security? Why, if you're gonna be out in normal regular atmosphere around normal regular people, and that you worth millions, and people are after you, why not invest in security, especially when you out with your family? Why not invest in security?
I mean, I totally agree with you. The thing is, as far as that situation, what I've gathered, I haven't gathered a lot. I gather a little bit. Is that he lives here in Atlanta, but he also goes there to give out turkeys. And he was supposed to have been passing out those turkeys, from my understanding. A few hours later, he's supposed to be passing out the turkeys. So he still have family there in the Memphis area. And again, according to those sources, was saying that he's going to get those cookies. He loved cookies, but this time he was getting cookies for his mother, so they say. But again, I agree with you again, 1,000%. A person of his magnitude should have security. You'll never see Jay-Z without security. You'll never see Kanye West without security. You'll
Well,
never see,
recently Kanye popped up on Drinks Chant without security, and
I don't believe that.
the first thing, what's the name, said is, "Hey man, we gonna get you security because you're Kanye West." But
I saw that.
but one thing, he was masked up, and he be wearing all types of disguises. So I could see him walking around.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can see him sneaking in, but I still believe
and that's the
somebody
way
was
he
waiting
rolls.
somewhere around the block somewhere. He's
Yeah,
not.
he's not gonna just be walking down the street
Nah, nah,
without
nah, nah.
security.
Not worth. Nah, 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 nah. No, not in this day and time. Nah.
No.
But and that's where Cleve, you called me the other day and you said, man, we want to talk about something pertaining to these guys going back to the hood. So I'm always trying to get crafted with my subject. So that's why I say keeping it real goes wrong, because we've been taught that in our in the inner city that we're supposed to keep it real. And anytime anytime somebody has some success, they always expect it to give, and or they always expect it to come back and hang out and mingle with the same neighborhood, the same crew, the same hood, same block. And to me, um, it's it's not healthy to do that,
No.
because like they say, it's a thin line between love and hate. Sometimes people can admire you so much, then jealousy begin to sink in, and then after too much jealousy sink in, then become hatred. So that's where I'm at with it. So I say, if you are a person of that type of, if you at the apex of your game and you making that kind of money, you're a millionaire, You shouldn't be walking around, on in the hood trying to hang back with the guys or whatever. It's not saying you're better than them. You just got to move a little bit different. What's your take?
Yeah, because I don't. To me, giving back to your neighborhood and how you grow up. One way you could give back is to not end up back there. That's just my opinion. Don't end up back there because you're gonna add on to the problems, especially if I mean, you're gonna be added to that statistic of a black man, who is gonna be out there, trying
Yeah,
to move weight, trying to, tr- trying to, be a big time, whatever,
right,
and provide for your family. So you, and then on top of that, once you step out of the community or whatever, you can give back. Like it's so many celebrities. Prince was one. Prince was one who gave a lot and did a lot for people, but you would never know. It wasn't until he died that I think it was his publicist who was just saying all the money and stuff that he would do for like families who would lose a loved one and they couldn't pay for a funeral. Prince would
right.
he would provide for that, but he didn't. It wasn't, you wouldn't know he did it. He gave it to this person that gave it to that person, and that's just the
Anonymous.
way he
He
was.
was an anonymous giver.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the way Jay-Z does it all the time. Like you don't have to actually, and that's what makes me mad when I see people call themselves doing things they feel is humbling or whatever. They standing there handing out, giving money to the food to the homeless, but they videotaping and they taking pictures. And it wasn't until I got a little older, I'm like, yeah, like why do we do that? Like why do we have to film us doing good
Well,
deeds for
well,
people?
because the thing is, we're trying to show. Again, I'm referring to the inner city. We're trying to show that we are hood heroes. That's what this is all about. It's about notoriety. People want to be seen and be like, "Yeah, I gave back. I gave back." And for a lot of these so-called rappers, a lot of them are keeping pausing because they still got one foot still in the street.
Yeah.
So they're still assisting people. I'm not saying Young Dolph. I'm just saying rappers. Some rappers, not all rappers, but a lot of rappers. A lot of them. I'm gonna say that. I will say that they assisting with the crime as far as financing the drugs and the guns.
Yeah, and they are, promoting that, through their music. I mean, we all grew up
Yeah,
in that era, but you get to a certain point in your life where you got to graduate from that. You have to graduate from that. Once you start having kids, you owe it to your kids to make it, to raise them. You owe it because here it is. This guy, I mean, he had little ones, he had young ones, and
yeah,
all he had to do was hire security. You
right,
know,
right. I
the
mean,
security,
he could have Cleve. He could have just sent someone to get the cookies.
yeah. But because,
You know,
like you said, he doesn't live in that city. He's
no,
from there.
right, and he may have a home there, but again, they
Yeah.
say from what they say he lives in Atlanta. But again, that's when you a man of means. That's when you send your assistant to go get the cookies,
And then
or Uber Eats or whatever. You get those cookies ordered, and somebody bring those cookies.
and,
You
and,
know,
and, and he's riding around in a
and
hot
he's
box.
riding around
That's
right
a hot box.
a Hot Wheel. He riding around in a camouflage Hot Wheel.
That's a
And
hot
how
box.
many people riding in that neighborhood has a car like that?
Yeah. You got
None,
to think.
none.
But these guys is, you're making millions and you're riding around in an area where people who makes, 20, 40, 50,000 dollars a year.
But
And
in
you
but in
and,
our but in our hood, we in our hood, that's what we've been taught to show out. So when you go in the hood and you have all these toys and these shiny things, then this is what brings in the hate. This is what brings out the wolves in these guys. If they walk out there with a t-shirt and some jeans on, and if he would have came in with a regular car, nobody would never knew he was there. you know. I mean, but in this case, and I'm just again, I'm just assuming. I think it was all. I think it was all set up, honestly,
Yeah,
in that
I know it
particular
was set
case.
up.
And
I
I
know it
think,
was set up.
yeah, I think it was by some people that was very close to him.
Yeah, I know it was set up. I know it was a hit, and it's sad because he from all I hear is good things about this young guy.
I mean,
That's all
he
I
was.
heard.
You can tell he was a. You can tell he was a humble guy. But
Yeah,
again, when you in the streets, though, when you in the streets, and all this so-called ops and all this stuff, man, and it's just one young black group hating another one. I just don't understand that for the life of me, and that's just
yeah,
destruction. And if
and
you, the purpose of the name of the game is to get out of the hood.
yeah. But because
Get out.
you think about it, black men, we already targets. We already targets. Without the money, without the fame, we already targets. We just are. We already target. And then when you add money, fame, drugs, women,
But
all that
Cleve,
to it.
We're targeting each other. We can't even blame them. We cannot blame. We can't blame the white guy on this.
No, no, no. I'm not. I'm talking about we're a target anyway to everyone.
No, we're
But
talking to each other.
yeah, that too. But we're a target to everyone,
Yeah,
not just us.
but on a daily basis, and I know people gonna say, if you in your area, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna kill. If there's a murder, you're gonna kill the person next to you. I hear all of that, but there's nobody. I'm telling you right now, any inner city in the United States of America, there's nobody mowing each other down the way we mowing each other down. I'm sorry, facts.
Well, I can agree to that. I can agree to that. But my point of saying what I was saying is we're a target to everyone. We're a target to everyone. When we step out the house, when we step out the house, whether you're in your neighborhood or you're in somebody else's neighborhood, people look at the first thing they see in America is race. They don't see you as a man. They don't see you as a woman. They don't see you as tall, short, fat. The first thing they see when they look at you is race. That's the American way. That's just the American way. The first thing they recognize and notice you is when you look at a person. Oh, he's black. That's the first thing. So, and with the way the media and the way everything and the way we portray ourselves, that
Thank you.
they automatically look at you as a threat. How many cases? How many times have we
Not all.
seen?
Yeah, we're a threat, but we also, because of the media, we kind of get that stereotype because a person like yourself and myself, even though we came from the inner city, we're not bad guys.
No,
You
but
know,
but it's not it's the fact that people feel that black men in America
or a
are
threat.
are a threat.
And you know why? Because the image that our black men have painted for us, the image that those, I'm talking about the negative black man, the
Mhm.
image of the negative black woman has painted for her.
And we
These
co-sign
are the
to it.
images. These are the images that we all get stigmatized with. We all get this tag, even though it's not fair, and life isn't fair. But this is what we have to live with
Yeah,
in America. Only in America. Only in America.
we give them the fire, we give them the gasoline to pour on the fire because I've heard people complain about they do put us on television this way but we do the roles. We get on YouTube and with guns. We get on YouTube, you know, twerking and all that. We get on YouTube half naked. We get on YouTube with our pants sack. They don't ask us to do these things. We do it. We voluntarily show the image that they see in the paper. So they really don't have to push the issue to make us look bad. We do it ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks to
We do it
social media.
ourselves. So I just think that I hate this young man lost his life. It's sad that he did. But I will say this: it gets a point in life when you start having kids, you got to understand that I have to make, I have to be here for my kids. You know, it's like Malcolm X. Malcolm X sacrificed, Martin Luther King sacrificed. A lot of these people sacrificed their life, and now they're not here. And their kids don't. They gave their life to the world, and their kids is not gonna reap the benefits from for them not being here. So you got to get to a point where you say, you know what? I done been shot at twice, two different incidents. What the second time I was supposed to be gone.
Right.
I mean, from 100 shots and you only get hit once, like yes.
No. On 100 shots, he didn't get hit one time.
Oh,
He got hit.
I thought he got
No, the
great.
first time, the first one was in California. He did get hit,
Okay.
and he survived that. And then I think this happened in North Carolina or South Carolina. The second one with the van, that was the 100 shots, but the van was bulletproof.
So through that's a sign that I have to protect my
Yes,
investment, which
absolutely.
is
I
myself.
need security.
I need security. I need security. So I'm not going nowhere without security. I don't care who says I'm not a punk because they bury the dead. Not the punks, not the weak. They bury the dead.
Not the
So
living.
yes, the dead. So for me, I'm going to protect myself because I want to see my kids grow up. I want to see my grandkids grow up. I want to see all that. And you have the money to do this because you walk around, you're in a $200,000, $300,000 car. You walk around with all this jury on. It's not like you can't afford security. It's just
Right.
the fact that you have to think.
It's the mentality because again, but if you with a crew and you so called in the streets, and then again, I'm not saying him, but people that these rappers who call themselves with these cliques or whatever. Man, we don't need security. I took the gun for you. I take the charge for you. This is how they move. So what they do, they get street guys who have no proper training. They just want to be a part of something, and they get telling the guys, "Hey, just get supply me with the gun, and anybody that get near you, or whatever, that's my job." This is how they moving. This is how they're thinking. And if he did get security, like you said, he too busy worried about what he's going to be perceived from the people who so-called still in the streets. I wouldn't give a damn.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Tyson. Do you think Tyson needs security if he had to get in a fight? No, but guess what? That man had security at all time. And the one time he didn't have security, he ended up beating up, what's his name, Mitch Green?
Yeah.
He ended up knocking that boy out. But it is no reason why you should invest in your life.
Yeah.
That's like life insurance because you're doing things to make sure that you're living here to see your kids grow, see your grandkids grow.
See, 50 Cent. 50 Cent, he's smart. He's a smart one.
Yeah.
So he don't walk around with his chest out. He talk that shit, but he makes sure he got that security.
You gotta have security. You really do.
And they say he got like great security.
You gotta have security.
Yeah.
You have to.
But yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so I think he definitely should have had security, man, because it's sad, man. And hell, I mean, giving back to your neighborhood doesn't mean for me,
You have to
if I was in that situation to give back, it would be the biggest thing would be education, and I mean education on just economics. I would teach. I would go back. I would get trades and try to put it back in it. Teach these kids how to work on car. I get mechanics and bring them there how to work on cars, how to do plumb, just stuff like that. If I had it, that's what I would do. I would bring
but
technical.
But again, the reality of it is, I mean, and it's the same thing happened with Nipsey Hussle as well. It just made me think about that also. But the thing about it is, Cleve, you only could do so much.
Yeah.
That is the reality. You can only do so much. What you only one source. Okay, you made it out, man. You can't supply and get nothing in return. I mean, how many things that can you do? Okay, you give out turkey, they're gonna eat that. Then after that, then what? They still in the back same state of mind they're in. They're still in the same financial situation they're in. They're still struggling after that point. Excuse me. So that's my point of saying what I'm saying. It's like you only could do so much. That's my point that I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I know you gotta go.
No, no, no. You good. You good. You good. You
Okay,
good.
okay. Yeah, but again, you can only do those. Even what your ideas, what you just put out there, is not a bad idea. But again, you have people who you don't still have to physically be there to do put um these things in play
Yeah.
for your community if you have those means. But still, you're still one person. You only could do so much.
And don't get me wrong, giving turkeys and everything is a great thing. But that's just for one day. That's why I said if you could bring back to the community jobs and different types of you know, different types of things they can learn and help their household, help to provide for their family. To me, that's the best thing because that turkey one day thing, I mean, it's for one
Yeah,
day.
but tell me this though. Tell me this. This is just my. This is how I'm thinking when I see them trying to do the turkey thing. That turkey thing was embedded in the young and people our age mind. In my opinion, that's our age, and in the mid 40s, high 40s, low 40s, 30s. New Jack City.
Hmm. Yeah.
New Jack City. And now where did they get it from? They got it, I think, was it Nicky Barnes or the other guy? One of
Yeah,
those guys.
so, I mean, even
So
what's
it
the
always
name?
been a hood. It's
Capone
been
used to
a
do
hood
that.
thing to do.
Capone,
Huh?
Al Capone used to do that. He used to feed, communities and stuff. Even though he was tearing them down with, crime, but he even did that. You
Yeah,
know,
but I'm just saying. But I'm talking about with us. I think that's where we got it from.
yeah,
I mean, we wasn't looking at black people not talking about Capone.
yeah,
That's my point.
yeah. Because I mean, you could give back, and like I said, one of the things about us doing the podcast or whatever, I wanted this was my way because I'm not no millionaire, but this was one of my ways of giving back. To our people, just having these conversations. Let's educate each other on things. Let's bring awareness to different things. And to me, this is my way of giving back because I don't have millions of dollars, to provide or give to my people or whatever.
Right.
But this is one of the ways we can give back. Hold on, Daniel. Hold on one second.
All right. Yeah, we just got to change the way we think. I just think that we've doing the same thing, and that's why we get the same results. That is truly how I feel about the situation. I'm not giving out no turkeys.
Nah,
I'm not
nah,
giving
nah,
turkeys.
not me either. Me either. Yeah, because you that's just for one day.
Yeah,
Well, I think giving back is you know
I think giving back information is more vital,
value.
more valuable than a turkey.
Yeah,
I think it's more
but
valuable
but
than
I don't take away from that because that's all he knows to do. So I
no
don't
no
take away,
no.
I
I'm
don't take
talking
away
about
from that.
for me.
Yeah,
I can't speak for nobody else. I'm saying for me. But yeah, so yeah, man. But in closing, brother, because I haven't eaten dinner. You know, we 1 hour ahead of you guys over there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, so in closing, what you got to say, man?
Um, unfortunate, we had a young guy who lost his life. Who the community really, they really, loved him. They really cared about him, and he's done a lot as far as what he knew to do for the community. And we just gotta get away from feeling like we have to still be in the hood in order to give back. You don't. If anything, you mentally don't want to be there. You want to be outside of there and eventually get some people from the hood and bring them on your level. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? Get them to open them up to different things. You can't work that hard to go back and to die in the hood. Like, that makes no sense.
right.
That makes no sense. So for me, the best thing you could do for people in the hood is to not be a part of to not go back to the hood. That's the best thing you could do, because you're gonna be adding to the statistics that they see.
I agree. Um, in my closing statements, I just want to say that sometimes we hinder our people. We turn them to beggars. By the way, Erica said hello. So what's going on, Erica? But sometimes we turn our people into beggars. And I'm a firm believer that if you can't help nobody, you can't help nobody if they're not willing to help themselves. You can talk to a person that's not motivated. You could be the motivated one. If you could talk to them to their first turn blue, if they're not open to receive information, they're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. Now, those beggars who I'm talking about, those the ones who want you to come back and just give, and they think you owe them something to a degree. And if you don't give, then they talk about you. If you don't give, you the bad guy. The name of the game is to get out of the hood. If you in the inner city, the name of the game is to get out of the hood, not stay in the hood. Because
Mentally.
your definition of keeping it real will either going to get you arrested, you're going to go to jail, or somebody be burying you. And that, to me, that's why we're making our people dependent instead of independent when we do things like this. I get it. I'm a firm believer in helping those who trying to help themselves, but you got to show me. On that note, we out.
You know,